Hello everyone, welcome to FaShaun episode 4, and today we're going to look at a shoe that has been a mainstay in style and fashion circles for quite a long time now. It's based on literally an iconic shoe, and I don't use that word iconic lightly, and it is the Rick Owens Ramone high top, specifically in the dark shadow subline. With the canvas and milk bottom. Let's get into it. The black Rick Owens Ramone dark shadow subline in a canvas material at the top, rubber outsoles at the bottom, and dark shadow branding on the back and inside of the shoe. Made in Italy. This particular color, the black and the cream, is a staple and is considered one of the greats of the Rick Owens line. So those are kind of the promo shots for this shoe. You gotta really showcase how big the proportions are relative to sort of what it's copying, which is the Converse. It is a Converse lookalike. It is Rick Owens' version of the Converse, and you can see it's a blown out proportion here. Larger insole, an outsole here. The canvas is it doesn't look it, but it's quite thick and durable, so it's gonna last a long time, which is great. And also there's a zipper here. The laces are just for show, I feel. You don't really have to use them to tighten anything. You just open the zipper and they come up right here, and you slide your foot in, close the zipper, and that's it. Again, like very durable zipper, very heavy duty. Some ventilation here, and then if you have the dark shadow version like these, it'll say dark shadow at the bottom here. And you know, when I picked up the shoe, I kind of thought, where does it fit? It's kind of the do-it-all shoe, right? Just like the Converse is for a lot of people. The shoe goes with everything. If you get it in black, which most people do, it goes with everything. Contrasts with everything. And the canvas is durable. If you get the main line is leather. So if you want an elevated version, but in my opinion, you don't really need that. The canvas works really well for anything. And if you want, you can get this shoe. It's such a mainstay in the Rick Owens line that you can get it in different leathers, different colors, from the sole to the canvas, pink leather, pink canvas, orange, rusty red, everything. So it is that fashion sort of do-it-all shoe, and it is, if you look at Rick Owens' cult following, a lot of the people that like him and follow his stuff, most of them, maybe I can even bet all of them, have some version of this shoe, whether it's subline, dark shadow, or mainline, in their rotation. I kind of bought this shoe because I was able to find one for cheap, which I recommend as well. Don't buy it new. I think new is 1,000 Canadian, maybe even 1,100 Canadian, depending now. I don't know, inflation, right? But I bought it because I found a good deal, and there was no box, and it was in good condition, so it was that, you know, I jumped at the chance. And it is that do-it-all shoe. It's the shoe that you can wear that shows that you like style, you like fashion to a certain degree, but you didn't want to buy just regular Converses. So it kind of gives you that perception if that's what you're going for. But I bought these because I guess they have that perception, but also it's a durable shoe that looks good. It's an experimental design that looks good, and Rick, you know, nailed it with these, and because of that, they're extremely popular for the last decade, and there's so many different iterations of them. So I think these are worth it if you can get it used again. The only thing I would say is the back end here. This is not part of the sole. You can see these ridges here actually go all the way up. They're very brittle towards the back here, and the heel drag is immense. So you have to get them heel tapped, as it's called, by a cobbler who will put a piece of more durable, usually Vibram rubber, at the back here, like glue it on, and then it's more durable and will extend the lifetime of the shoe. But this heel is very brittle, so I would recommend that heel tap. So going into the market analysis, what I've really done is stayed in the world of the Ramone and the Converse and chosen to go with different iterations a bit for comparisons, because kind of if you're looking for this look of shoe, you're only going to find it with Converse and with Rick. There are some other brands like Owens NYC that do some different things as well, but I think if you're going to go for this look, you're going with either Rick or Converse, because it's the most true to what you're trying to get. And so the first one I have here is just the regular black Converse. The black Converse that everybody knows and loves and uses. It is 1/10 the cost of this, thereabouts, and it has been iconic and has stood, again, I don't use that word lightly, iconic, because it is one of the, if not the best designed shoe, the most proliferated shoe, the shoe that I think if you go halfway around the world and you show somebody a picture of it, you're like, what is this? And you're like, it's a Converse. And that's what I would say. If you want to get this look at the regular price point that's cheap and lasts a while and a long time, you could definitely just get the black Converse. And if you're in Japan, you can get the big Japan black Converse that in my opinion looks truer to the 70s silhouette, but made with better materials. So that's definitely what I would recommend if you're looking to spend about $100 or less. So the next one that I would say would be the Rick Owens version of the Converse. I think because what I like about the Converse sort of leadership is they saw that Rick copied this, but it actually increased the popularity of both shoes, and so they invited Rick to make his own brutalist take and an anti-fashion take of the Converse that you already know and love. So it's the Converse, but with higher end materials, that has like more of a square toe cap, and there's like it's like a chrome version, there's a pink version, there's other things, other iterations that you can get, and it's a great midway point. It's about $200 to $300 depending. If you go on the secondhand market, could even find it cheaper depending on how desperate somebody is to sell, and you'll get essentially the blown out proportions of this, but closer to the Converse price, and you'll have the Converse logo on there as well. Definitely a great midway point, and still shows that you, if you like Rick, that you don't want to spend a lot of money on Ramones, or you don't have a lot of money to spend on Ramones, the budget is tighter, definitely go with those midway points of the Converse Rick Owens collab. And they have other shoes as well that they have in that line. So I would go with that, and it still has the same ethos and perception of this, but at a cheaper price point, and still durable and still recognizable as a Converse. The last market comparable that I have is pretty much this shoe, but the mainline version, which is usually made out of a leather, like a soft lambskin leather. Again, fantastic. If you want an elevated version of this, looks the exact same with the exact same proportions, but made out of leather, go with that. I will say it's about $500 to $600 more than this canvas Ramone, but it doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't justify the extra dollars for what you're getting. If you want a leather Ramone, see again if you get it on the secondhand market for cheap. Usually you're gonna pay a little bit more, like 700 Canadian, 600 Canadian versus the 4 to 5 that you'll see for these canvas ones. If you feel that you want to elevate it, then that's up to you. For me personally, I think this does it, frankly, in the same sort of way, and with canvas you're not so precious about it. You can beat it up and it looks good beaten up, with the cuts and the material frays a little bit as well, and that looks cool. But if you mess up leather, like, it looks kind of too beat up. So all depends on you, but if you want an elevated version of this, the mainline Ramones, definitely your best bet. We are wearing a cashmere Uniqlo beanie, a Yeezy Gap black hoodie, a Polizei vintage police highwayman jacket from Germany, some Kenzo cargos, and the Rick Owens Ramones. So it's an all black outfit for the casual wear, looking good. So what we have here is kind of a boring outfit in my opinion, in that it's all black. I always think all black outfits, they look good but are boring. Once you add color in there, it becomes a lot more fun. But the Ramones are kind of for an all black outfit, right? They specialize in that. So you have a blowed out silhouette at the bottom, which goes with an oversized silhouette at the top. The toe caps are a bit more of a larger proportion. So you have to balance out the ends of your feet, the ends of your body, with the other end of your body, right? So you have the lower end of your body and the higher end of your body. And so I've also blown out the top of my head with this hat as well. So it gives you a higher proportion here, higher proportion here. A little bit more of a wide set, heavy cargo to show off, again, that larger silhouette. As it goes up, it slims up. And then you get to a wider set of clothes, the wide, oversized jacket, leather jacket that goes, you know, with that German vibe. And then the wider, sort of thicker hoodie as well. And so you have a sort of silhouette that goes whoop, hourglass to the legs here, big up, and then wider proportion here. And so that's another pleasing silhouette. And with a contrast with the different textures of the leather, with the canvas, with the nylon, and the cotton of the hoodie, and the wool and cashmere of the hat, you have a nice selection of different texture feels going on with your outfit too, which gives you more range. For the formal outfit, we have a Jill Sander J Plus coat from Uniqlo, single-breasted, a YSL black button-up with a white Uniqlo cashmere turtleneck, some Helmut Lang jeans, and the Ramones. So you can see here that if you want to dress up the Ramone, you can. It's definitely possible. In fact, I don't really have in my head the exact garments to really, and pieces to really get it home. I'm about 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10 of the way there. As long as you have something that slims down your legs, lets the Ramone speak for themselves with that blown out proportion. But then if I had it, a much larger sort of oversized versus slimmer black overcoat or even gray works as well, depending on the color Ramone that you have, as well as if you can match the color of the Ramone to whatever shirt you're wearing, usually button up if you're going into the office, as this fit is for, and then you're gonna have a complete outfit. Again, you walk into the office, everyone will be like, that's a stylish guy. You know what HR person's coming at you. Maybe they'll kick you out because you're too stylish. I don't know. But you know, you can come into the office like this with it wearing a casual shoe like a Ramone and it looks totally fine. For the experimental outfit, we have a CP Company bucket hat, a Uniqlo U cashmere turtleneck, my Toreiichi Steelworker Japan pants, the Ramones, an Our Legacy belt, and a Porter vintage canvas bag. So what we have here are my favorite pants that I've ever bought. These are Japanese Steelworker pants, as I probably said in the VO, but I gotta say it again because I love them. What they do is they offer a constructed look towards the top, billowy at the bottom, goes with that larger proportion of the Ramone at the top there, with that bulbous sort of toe cap. Then what you can do is you can alter that proportion where it's like sort of like a triangle, right? Where you have a triangle here at the bottom, comes up, and you get a slim top on your torso, so that really accentuates your sort of midline, your core here as smaller, right? Because it goes from large to small very quickly. That makes you look skinnier, makes you look leaner. Add in a little bit of accessory. So at the top here, I have, again, as the toe cap of the Ramone is large and bulbous, the other end, of your body should also be some form of proportion that's larger than just your head. So that's usually a hat, right? So you'll have something like that. I've chosen this bucket hat to do it. You can do it with any hat really that has a wider proportion. And I also just added something to accessorize because it's kind of belty, kind of strappy, kind of utilitarian. I got one of my favorite bags here, which is this waxed canvas porter bag that's like slim, as you can see. So overall, definitely experimental, cool as hell, something out of an anime, which is what I like to do with my experimental outfits. And you're definitely gonna get some eyes. And a lot of people, when I dress kind of like this, they give me dabs, they give me a little thumbs up, because that's pretty cool. Now you know we've done our 3 different types of outfits. Let's take them out on the road, baby. Let's see what they're like in the real world. I'm gonna try horizontally recording, see if that works. Switched out the beanie for a bandana because it's not that cold outside, which is nice, but honestly, it's they're just super comfortable, and I like them a lot. Like, I'm wide-footed, so if you're wide-footed, you're gonna have no problems with these because of that proportion, that bulbous toe cap. You have a lot of space for your toes to, you know, move around and sort of wiggle around. So definitely pretty good when it comes to, I would say, like, comfort, especially when you get them heel tapped. When you get them heel tapped, that heel strike motion doesn't feel as, I guess, as sudden, as abrasive, as sort of like you're hitting stone, which is really good. So we are on the way to Sonder, one of my favorite coffee shops just north of Trinity Bellwoods. Yeah, I mean, great shoe, goes well with everything. Let's see if I can pan down here and not drop my phone. But it's an amazing shoe, and it goes with almost, again, a lot of things. I would get it in the black with the canvas, dark shadow. Don't pay a lot. You don't have to. You don't have to pay $1,000 for anything, really, so don't do that. But I will say, it's a shoe that if you invest into it, you take good care of it, you heel tap it, make sure that it lasts a while, you'll get a lot of legs for your money. It'll go a long way. And whenever you want to rock a different type of Converse look with a different type of proportion, with a different proportioned outfit, you can. And it's something that should, in fact, oh my God, the leather is so heavy, it's like destroying my arms. It's something that should last you a while, and you'll like it. So that's it. Rick Owens Ramone's finished. On to the next. Cheers.